All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's second episode of this Life Build Along Building the Panzer 4. Yes, we are 4 minutes early, actually 3 minutes early, but yeah, since I was done doing what I had to do before, I decided let's start this out. Anyhow, to those of you who were expecting me to come back yesterday, I'm sorry, but life got in the way. I decided to go for a bike ride, and after that bike ride in the scorching heat, I was so knackered that I did not feel like going back online. I did, however, finish the back plate of our Panzer 4, did some filling here because it was an ugly looking gap, and I put on the front plate as well. And I already sorted out all the sprues that we will be needing for today's episode, in which I want to tackle steps 2 and 3. And I am expecting this to take roughly an hour like we did yesterday. So first off, let's start with the F sprue, which contains our filler caps, our fuel filler caps. Parts 13, F13 and F24 make up our fuel intake filler caps. So I hope all of you are well wherever you are. I decided to start the live stream later today because a couple of my friends that actually live in the States asked me or were sad that they could not join us yesterday because I started rather early if you take into account where in the world they are. So I decided to make it possible for them to join today. So hopefully they can make it today. At this point, I think it's only the Dutch guy and me, although I'm not entirely sure if Seb was just trolling and then left. So, yeah, there are some sink marks in here that probably will not be visible anyhow because I'm going to close the filler caps, but I'm still not going to not do them just because you can't see them. So it's scorching hot today as well. It's 36 degrees Celsius. I am dripping with sweat, which doesn't necessarily make modeling the most enticing thing to do. I will, however, probably get the fan set up next to the bench in a couple of seconds because right now this is just excruciatingly hot and excruciatingly awful. I feel like I'm getting baked right now. And I don't want sweat dripping all over the bench or the model. So, yeah. I will be setting up the fan in just a second. And you will then have to deal with the fan being on in the background. So I'll be back in just a second while I set up the fan. Cue elevator music. Whoa. Now. What the fuck? Alright. No. What are you doing, fan? And nice. Yeah, the rabbits are now afraid of the fan. They're not used to this being on over here, but yeah, I don't want to die of a heat stroke. So yeah, fan setup. Yeah, we are already on, Seb. We are already on. No need to hassle me. Just because you're bored on the road. I was asked yesterday what the second glue I used was, and I guess you were talking about this. This is Revell Contacta. It's just basic German Revell glue. Nothing special about this stuff. If you've watched one of the videos my good friend Hamil Kabarkas does, he always uses this stuff. He swears by it, to be honest. When I first was building models, like in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, that was all I used. And back then, I didn't use this kind of setup for the glue, but I used the one that actually comes with a small brush, which isn't. Oh my goodness gracious! What am I fucking doing here? I'm butchering this part right now. All right, good thing this will be covered because this now looks horrendous. And I think I should have covered the sinkholes. Yeah. So yeah, filler cap installed. Now we can then put this in here in the hull tub. All right, that's that. And then the second filler cap. Oh, I seriously need to get better tweezers. These are horrendous. Horrendous. Doesn't matter. We can get this to work somehow. There we go. There we go. Now all I need to do is glue this in place. The thing between the Revell, or the main difference between the Revell and the Tamiya glue, the Tamiya glue is a rather thin, quick setting glue, whereas the Revell one is a rather thick and very slow setting glue. So if you're doing something that you want to manipulate after you applied the glue, like for example, and this is one of the things that if you watch the Hamilcar's videos, you would know this, the Dragon half tracks. The chassis, when you combine the two halves, is a bit tricky. And if you use Tamiya Extra Thin, since it's set so quick, you won't be able to manipulate the two halves for long enough to make it work out. So using the Contacta Professional makes this a lot easier and a lot better to do that. Okay, so now we need to install the bump stops. 1, 2, 3, 4 bump stops, 2 per side, keeping the bogies from just like flopping all over the place and destroying the suspension. So that's why we have these bump stops. just a little bit of burr there, which we can just, whoa, without losing our part, scrape off with a hobby knife. Again, use some to me extra thin, put it in position, take our bump stop, and just slide it in there. And there we go. That's number 1 attached. On the newer Dragon kits, you actually get to these little bump stops here. The bottom half is molded onto the top half, and then you have to like glue them both onto your model. This way, you could a lot easier, like do some battle damage to the bump stops a bit easier if you wanted to, which I don't want to do at this point. So yeah, it's not an issue that concerns me, to be honest. Oh, we have 5 years today. That's like 3 more than we had yesterday in total, like, which is great. Hello, thank you for joining. If you want to, you can participate in the chat. I appreciate each and every one of you coming by, taking time out of their busy day schedule, spending time listening to the weird German brabble on while building a model kit. So yeah, like I said, I took a bicycle ride in 35 degrees heat yesterday, which probably wasn't the smartest thing to do, but yeah, it felt refreshing. At least when it comes to losing weight, it's the thing to do because you sweat like a pig, and yeah, it was rather effective, I have to say. And I'm currently in the process of losing some weight before the school year starts. Because once the school year starts, it's hard to keep up with your exercising schedule. So trying to lose weight before the school year starts and get into some proper shape. I want to get back to my football playing days weight, which is a couple of more pounds or kilos down. So yeah, I have some targets set for myself, which I hope I can reach during the last 3 weeks of my summer break before I'm back to school. So that's the bump stops done. And in old like tradition, let me just quickly do this. F36, which is actually the part that will hold the turret basket, which is something that you get on these super kits. You get a turret basket, a fully detailed turret basket. Not fully detailed, not like you get in the full interior kits that are on the market now. But I don't think there's a. Oh, okay. So did you have like stuff in your truck that needed to be like cooled? If you're unloading in a giant fridge, I hate you for being in an air-conditioned place. And yes, I know your truck is also air-conditioned, but if I wanted to, I could just like get in my car because that's air-conditioned too, but I don't want to. Okay, so that's that. That's the spot where the turret basket will sit in. Like it locks in there, and then the only thing I wonder is why this is off-center. But then again, the turret in Panzer Force was slightly off-centered as well. So yeah, that makes some sense there. Okay, now filler caps, W9, and now we have to do some trimming. All right, tells us to trim something off. Yes, this is also done. Where is there's W9? Okay, we have 3 of them. We only need 2, if I'm not mistaken. W9. Those are our fuel caps. Because other than later Panzer IVs, the Panzer IV-C had the fuel intakes on the side of the hull. Not in the back, like later versions, but on the side of the hull. And if I try to put this on like this. This should not be a great fit, I think. Well, it does fit. Why does it fit? It's supposed to not fit at all. All right. Not trimming this then. If the fit is immaculate, no need to trim this. All right. That is fuel cap 1 done. Now let's do fuel cap 2. I hope that the fan in the background is not too annoying. It kind of blocks some of my voice, so maybe it's a little less annoying, actually. Yes, I'm someone who can laugh about himself. I have no problem making fun of myself. Hey, okay. Yeah. So this needs to be a tiny bit. Then we can put the hello, Martin. I take from your name that you are in Germany. Herzlich willkommen to today's live stream. Ah, that's what. Okay. Okay, yeah. Okay, now I see what they want to tell me. If I want to build the fuel caps open, I have to cut off the inner ring, which aligns them a little more properly. Okay. There's some room in there for the PE part, but I will not be putting the PE part in just now because otherwise I will probably break this off like 7 million times while I'm building this. Which is why I was a bit hesitant to put on these little PE chains in the back, which I still did anyways. I just have to be careful. All right, so that's the fuel caps done. Thank you. Next up, and this is something that I talked yesterday. Yes, you're right. It's way too warm to build. Luckily, I don't have to go to the attic, although, well, the apartment is kind of in the attic. Yes, it's 35-ish in here, maybe 34-ish. I don't know how warm it is inside, but it is freaking warm. And I don't know. It's not nice right now, I have to say. All right, now what do we need? We need B6. Let's use B6 first. And I talked about this yesterday. There's some interior detail for the sprocket housings in the super kits. You get some bearings and stuff like this, and I really like this. I really like the added touch that you don't get with the newer ones, which is a shame. But these old ones still gave you the option of having this like blown off with some interior detail. So this is B6. Now next up is B17. B17. Wait, is that the correct B17? Yes, it looks like it. Okay. Yeah, you'll be sick tomorrow. That's how that feels. I feel for you, Seb. I feel for you. Although, I have to say, I would appreciate it if it was like 5 to 10 degrees colder. Like, really, really appreciate that. Because, you know, I'm someone who I like it when it's like 25 degrees. I can deal with that. I'm okay with 25. As soon as it gets to like 40 or like mid 30s, I'm like done. I'm like, I'm a big guy, you know. I'm a bit overweight. A bit. That was fun. I cannot deal with like 40 degrees or 35 degrees that easily. I start sweating like a pig. Which I currently actually am. Sweating like a pig. Alright, now that's this part done. The fit is okay. The glue just needs to set. Normally, I would not bother putting in this part because I'm building this closed up, so you won't be able to see it anyway. So you might be thinking, why is he doing this? You can't see it anyways. Leave it out. Save some time. And I'm like, yeah, normally I would. But since this is a live build, and since I think some people are watching and some people are interested in seeing what this kit offers and want to see how this looks when you do it properly, I'm at least giving you at least half of this in full, and then I might do the other half like only the exterior. I just want you to see how many parts this actually requires to build this thing. And then, of course, because the attachment points on this part are in the sprockets, you have to do some cleanup there if you want to build this open. Otherwise, you will be able to see this. Yeah, okay. That's a good way to describe this. I actually like this. Tolvete für Dicke, yeah, I like that. Although, like famous Gaelic character Obelix would say, ich bin nicht dick, ich habe nur schwere Knochen, or ich bin nicht dick, I'm just too small. I'm not fat, just too small. Like, I'm not tall enough. But that's not my fault. Right, and then, as you can see, there's some nice detail in the sprocket housing. And we have some vermin on our bench, and no, it's not the rabbits. For those of you who would like to hate on the rabbits. Next up, B22. Okay. I like this expression. Tolvete für Dicke. Never heard of this. Probably should have heard of this before. So, what are the kits that you currently are working on whenever you have the time to work on them? What sort of modeling subject do you guys prefer to do? And this is a question for all my viewers, but even for those of you who are not watching this live, but you are watching this on my channel on YouTube at a later point. Leave a comment. What is your favorite subject to model? What do you guys like? What are you currently working on? Weather permitting, of course. Okay, that's that. And now this goes on there like this. All right. Again, this time I'm using the Revell contactor, which creates a stronger bond, which is easier to manipulate after you apply it, and easier to manipulate after you put on the parts. And just stick this in there. Try to make this sit as nice as possible. There it is. Then you can use the extra thin around the corner just to maybe remove some of the squeezed out contactor, thus creating even some nice like seam filling glue plastic goo. Okay, that probably wasn't the smartest idea, All right, need more glue in there to make this sit properly. All right. Now, next up is me not touching this for a couple of minutes for it to dry. Otherwise, this might be screwed up. And then we need the 36 part to just put the finishing touches on one half of our drive train there. So, what are you guys doing to battle the heat? Are you using fans, ice packs, AC units? What is it that you guys do to battle the heat? If it is even warm where you are, which I guess it is. I don't know, like, I don't know what the weather is like in the States right now. I know that it's freaking hot in France as well because I'm currently watching the Tour de France. Whenever I get the time to do so. A big Tour de France guy, especially now that Germany actually has someone in contention again. Panzer III Tauchpanzer. Oh, nice. And then you're going to pour all of the water around it? Great. That's going to look fantastic. Okay, so that's one side done. And now the fun part begins. Let me move this out of the way. Again, super kids, right? You see this? This is the housing for the sprocket. Like the armored cover for the sprocket housing. There are two parts in here. Either you get this and you glue on all the bolts, or you use the pre-bolted ones. I'm now using the one that I have to glue on the bolts. Okay, so let's have some fun and glue on 7 bolts per side. No, it's 6. Okay, that's doable. You're supposed to touch her when she's wet. Don't wait until she dries up. Aw, Seb, come on. Sometimes I feel like you are not getting laid enough. Sometimes I feel like you are not getting laid enough. Alright, now this then goes in here like, I think like so, right? So, is this the correct one? 33? Yeah, that's the correct one. Yes. And then that goes on here like this. And then, of course, you need to put on the bolts. Alright. I'm just mildly warm right now. Sweating like a pig. That's why I'm using this to try and soak up some of the moisture from my forehead. Oh yeah, trust me, I can tell you where that moisture comes from. Alright, now the fun starts. You see all those little bolts right there? Those are the bolts that I will be needing right now. 6 per side. They are small as hell. You do not want to lose them. Otherwise, you're screwed because there are only 12 in the kit. And of course, you could model one where one is missing if you wanted to. What? I think my wife wouldn't appreciate it if I would get enough. Well, she could take care of you during the weekends. And if she took enough care, you would be, I think you would be more than sufficiently laid. But then again, of course, I know you have kids, which isn't always the easiest thing when you want to get it on. Right, that's 3 of the 6 bolts now attached. And once again, let me apologize for not being able to show you this in like close up because of the camera setup I'm using. But as you can see, there are 3 bolts on there right now. I need to add 3 more. Yeah. I guess I will keep enjoying the fact that I still do not have kids. So weekends are a big fuckfest, right? So yeah, no. On a different note, 3 more bolts to glue on. 1, 2. Where did number 2 go? I think I lost the bolt. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, so knows. Ah, crap. Don't breathe, Hendrik. Don't breathe. Oh, fuck. Oh man. I lost one. I wonder where it went. That's 2, but where's number 3? I didn't see anything ping away. Oh, that's ridiculous. Where did it go? Oh, come on. Well, of course, I'm wearing gray shorts, so won't be able to see this. And if that fell down, you will never, ever find this ever again because these are very, very small. Just like Seb's stick. Come on, give me props. That was at least somehow funny. Are you unloading yourself or are you getting unloaded? Seb? Yeah, that thing is missing in action now. Which is a little bit annoying, to be honest. But can't do anything about it right now. Because I only have 12 of these bolts. And I don't have, like... I don't think I have leftover bolts from a different build. Although I can check in one of the belts that I have sitting around. Alright, let's put this on there. Problem being, it's the topmost bolt, so it's visible, which you don't want it to be, of course. But I hope I can fix this somehow. Does this sit flush on the bottom? No, it doesn't. No, it does not. But it doesn't sit flush. Oh, it does sit flush on top. Okay. Yeah. All right. All right. There we go. That's the housing. For one side, then. Let me check the temperature real quick. Oh, nice. 37 degrees outside, 34 inside. Great. The fan is working miracles. Not really. I think I need an AC unit somehow, some way. This is ridiculous. We had some nice temperatures the last couple of days, and now it's all gone down the drain again. Yep. This is ridiculously warm. Now, how do I solve this? I could drill a hole where the bolt is supposed to go and have it have it look like there's a missing bolt. I like that idea. All right. For this I need the drill bit. And I need to use a smaller drill bit. Yep, that's exactly what it was. That is exactly what it was, but don't you worry. I will be drilling a hole where it's supposed to go. We are unemployed, happy unemployed. We are unemployed for free. Well, I guess you can do that, but I'm too lazy for this. No, I'm just gonna make it look as if that thing just fell off. Combat damage 2.0. Missing bolts on Panzer Force. Since I'm debating of having part of the fender ripped off, I don't think that's too bad of an idea. So I also have a hole there where the bolt was supposed to go. But this drill bit is way too small and not working. Yeah, I know, that's what she said. No, that was way too small. Let me take this one. There we go. Bolt hole acquired. That's what you sometimes have to do. If you lose a part, you have to come up with some on-the-fly idea of how to salvage your build. And I think having a bolt missing there and just drilling a hole there isn't too bad. Now I need to keep this like this and let the Tamiya extra thin dry without breaking my finger. It's so damn warm. I think I have to cut this short. I'm dripping away. I'm dripping away. All right, there we go. That's that done. All right, like I said, I think I have to cut this short. I'm dripping, and I don't feel comfortable doing this right now, and I need to be comfortable building. I don't know. Maybe when the temperature falls over the next couple of hours, I'll be back. But right now, I have to cooldown. Thank you guys for watching. The viewers that I have right now. Like I said, I might be back later. Keep your eyes in this spot. I do not promise you to be back. I might. And until then, I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.